All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of JMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And now, this is just a lesson, of how to move, within the spirit, man. Because and ultimately, just trust in the spirit, man. Trust in the power of Yahweh Bahashem Shai. I was at the gym or whatever, and then be mindful of all around you. We understand, as the scripture says here in the book of Ephesians, the 5th chapter, in the 15th verse, and it reads, see ye then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, right? It says, see then that ye walk circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, right? We understand that we're enemies to Esau, man, which means that what? He's going to try to come up with any scheme, any plot, any type of way to creep himself or sneak himself in, to getting closer to you, right? So as I said, I was at the gym, just putting in the work in, and listening to Elder Yashawamba's video, the last one, concerning psyops and enchantments, right? Which is the spirit, right? And I wasn't by anybody, really just working out in an area. People that finish their workouts would just leave because that's the normal thing to do. But as I take my little break, for my set, and then a random dude comes up to me, right? and that's the number one flag. It's like, okay, we don't just look like approachable men, The looks we give off tend to be austere. We're not always smiling. We not really staring at nobody. We're locked into what we're doing in that moment, which was working out, man. And then all of a sudden, this dude is asking questions, trying to get personal. And it's like the first thought that came to my mind: oh, you're an agent. You're an agent, man. And it was like the thought was clear, right? It wasn't like a guess. It's like, oh, you're an agent. You're just trying to creep in. You're trying to get close. Oh, what's your name? What do you do? What do you do for work? What are you doing in life? Like, do you plan on living here, staying here? Like, dude, what makes you think that we're gonna get comfortable, with you? We understand the times. The scripture says, see that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And here it is. Whole time he's trying to talk to me. What happens? He does no exercise, does no workout, does no stretching. Then when he sees no answers that he wants are given, and he does what? He just leaves. Oh, he tried to give me a handshake. Okay, you can get this little fist bump, but I'm not shaking your hand, man. Matter of fact, I want to go into this word in the book of Ephesians, the 5th chapter, for the word circumspectly. We know Esau got all his little gadgets to try to record our voice and, record our faces, so forth and so on, because we know through the AI, he's going to alter those videos and images, to have us saying what he wants us to say, or what he wants the program to say, which is just a great deception. But we understand that's one of the wiles of the devil, man. Right? So this word circumspectly in Ephesians 5:15, it says, exactly, accurately, diligently, right? It says to live carefully, right? And the root word of that is G196. It says careful of the strictest sect, the most precise and rigorous in interpreting the Mosaic law, and in observing even more minute precepts of the law and tradition. Right? It says most exact, most straightest, right? Most precise, right? So it says redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, right? So we're not, real approachable men, man. We want to get about, or get away, not get away. What's the word? Get done with our business and get away, man. Leave the scene, so to speak, man. We want to just come for the purpose of what we're coming for and to just go away. You know, we don't need conversation. You know, he already know, he has all the information on us anyways. So it's like, what are you trying to come up for and get more? You know it. You know, he has files on every single brother, man. And this is one of the as the scriptures say, right? Matter of fact, I'll just grab it. It's coming from the book of Revelation 10, right? And 9, and it says, I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, or as soon as it digested, my belly was bitter, right? So we understand that one of the lots of the prophets is to be persecuted, man. The scriptures clearly tell us, right, about being defamed, about being persecuted, about being what's the word, in Matthew the 5th chapter, right? Reviled, right? This is what comes with the job and the duty of being a man of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. This is just what it is. Hey, we've always been hunted. We've always been persecuted and are killed. Hey, but Yahweh Shema Shai is giving forth his elect the victory on this go round, man. As the scriptures say, we shall not all taste of death. And in that day, when, as the scriptures say, ye shall be brought before matter of fact, I'll just grab it, you know. Because one thing, too, as the scripture says, hey, Esau can't come down on us until Yahweh Shema Shai allows it, man. Until he allows it. Right? And when he does decide to, you know, come to try to get brothers, the scripture clearly tells us that a standard is going to be lifted, man. Who knows what Yahweh Shema Shai is going to allow to happen? Hey, or what powers he's going to allow to activate in that day, man. Just know that, hey, you, in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, you believe that hedge is over you. Right? This is Luke 21. And I'm going to start here. 12. And it reads, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you. Hey, because it happened unto Yahweh Shai. And the scriptures say, what? The servant is not greater than his Lord. It says, and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it, therefore, in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Right? Much like in the book of Acts, when we take a look at one of our forefathers, a man of the Lord by the name of Stephen. When he was being persecuted, what happened? Yahweh Shema Shai had a heavy spirit on him, and he started cutting Jake just with history, man. Right? So in that day, when it occurs, guess what? Hey, Yahweh Shema Shai may have you just say, as what Yahweh Shai said. Hey, he said, are you basically a king or exalting thyself amongst all these people, paraphrasing? And Yahweh Shai said, what thou sayest. Or he can have you go in depth like Stephen. Or he can have you meet into the middle. Or he can have you say nothing. But regardless, hey, what Yahweh Shema Shai is going to have you do is already written. It's already written, man. So when these agents and these different people try to come up to you, the scriptures tell you this. Right? Colossians 4:5 says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt. Right? You ain't gotta, you ain't gotta go up to him and be like, hey, just fuck you, man. Like, you don't have to cause a scene and make it seem as now, okay? Because now that you caused that scene, right? Now you have people looking at you, Now you've made a moment for yourself. You made a viral moment, so to speak. Just because you didn't move with wisdom. You can lie straight to that motherfucking face. Every question they ask, you can lie straight to them. What they gonna say? Oh, you lying? At that point, it's really an agent. Right? But through the spirit, you already know, man. But this is going to occur more and more frequently. All brothers, you believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, this is how he is going to, try to slide his way in. Right? By sending forth his agents and spies to try to get information out of you, to try to be cool with you. They're going to try to get your number, try to be friends. Fuck all that, man. You're going to lose. Your agents are going to lose. And may Yahweh Bashim Shah Shalak Rayam, every agent that tries to come up to a brother or try to put a brother in a position that'll hurt him. Because it's going to happen. You're already cursed. Does not the scripture say, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm? So by the hands of you, by the hands of the wicked, guess what? Yahweh Bashim Shah has already marked them, man. You touching the Lord's little ones. You're trying to set up the Lord's little ones. Hey, so judgment unto you and your families, man. Whether it be your mothers, your fathers, your kids, and you yourself. Yahweh Bashim Shai has a judgment for all of you, man. It's that simple. You know? So it says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt. Hey, we're Jake, man. You know? It's in us to be salty, man. You know? And that ain't salty angry. That's salty in the spirit, man. Meaning understanding the times and using forth wisdom, you know, to answer. Right? It says that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. So continue in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shah, and the Lord is going to direct your steps, man. You know? Just keep fighting. Keep fighting, brothers. We almost out of here. Know he's losing. We can obviously see that every day more and more hell is starting to bubble up. It's like a volcano, man, ready to erupt. As the scripture says in the book of Second Esdras, it speaks about those birth pains, right? Before a woman gives forth that birth in the 9th month, what she haveth those birth pains, man, right? That's the point that America is at right now. You got civil unrest. You got civil war that's about to start. You know, you got sedition among men. And that's Jake and Jake. That's Jake and Esau. That's Esau and Esau. Right? As the scriptures say, Egyptian versus Egyptian. All of these things are happening in the midst. And we still have to live through them. You know? But the difference is we have a hedge. We have protection. And as long as we continue to fight for Yahweh Bashim Shai, and he's going to continue to fight for us, man. You know? So beware of all these agents and spies. And don't allow none of these people in your circle. Hey, the men you trust are those within the body, man. You know? Those that have been vetted through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. It's that simple. This world hates us. So we are not friends of this world. Yahweh Shai was not a friend of this world. You know? So follow in his footsteps and continue to fight, you know? That was the point, you know, just had to bring forth a lesson, because ultimately all it did was put another fire and bring forth an edifying lesson, man. That's all that account did. It was like, okay, cool. We see what time it is. This can be an edifying video into a brother who may be new in the faith, a sister who may be new in the faith and watching. You know, be careful of all these people around you. Constantly stay on guard, man. You know, and constantly pray. Because even while even while the dude was talking to me, I'm still praying in my mind. You know? Like, I know, hey, Yahweh Bashim Shah Baba Kashah, you know, watch over me. I know this dude is an agent. You know? So, hey, hold fast that which thou hast. And that's the point, you know. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. And double honors unto the apostles and elders of JMS Great Millstone. And a sincere shalom to you, Akim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.